is going on? Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you how I set up all my keybinds inside of Vault Hunters so that I can keep things smooth and efficient when I'm running vaults without too much extra clutter. I'll jump into the game here first and show you how everything's set up and what skills and abilities I'm currently using. If I pop into the menu here, you can see some of my basics here are Vein Miner, of course. We have a little bit of heal, some dash. I do have a ghost walk on here just in case things get a little spicy inside the vaults. We've got our main offensive ability is currently Ice Bolt. Then we got some power-ups with Battle Cry and Rampage. And, you know, some of these are a little bit more simple, and then some of them are a little bit more complex, which we'll get into later on. So the main ones here are going to be on my keyboard. These are some pretty simple ones. So my power-up abilities, I'm using C to activate that one when I need to get my Lucky Cry. This gives me that extra lucky hit chance when I'm inside the vaults, and you know, is used periodically. We got Rampage, which needs to be toggled on and off occasionally. That one's a nice quick easy button to get to on the keyboard there as well. And then interesting enough, I think pretty much every other key on this keyboard is actually on my mouse. I try to keep as many of these active abilities I use often on my mouse so that they're super convenient, easy to get to. And the way I'm able to do this actually is partially because of the mouse that I have. So I've been using the Logitech G502X mouse for quite some time now, and this gives me some really cool options that not every mouse has that I've seen. So this has definitely been one of my favorite, especially for Vault Hunters. So that main ability there that we have on the left key is actually programmed to my scroll wheel here. So when I'm in the game, I hit the mouse to the left direction. I can actually push my scroll wheel to the left, and that heals me in the game, which is super convenient. One that I use all the time. I don't have to take my fingers off the mouse at all. Really easy to get to, super convenient there as well. The other one that I use very often here would be the vein mine key. So if we want to vein mine some blocks, I have that here on mouse button 4, and I do believe that is the side button on the mouse here. So view 2, here we go. So yeah, we've got these set on the side of my mouse here, and this is the nice part about this mouse in particular, is that I can actually remap or reprogram these keys to be whatever I want them to. So I have my mouse button 4 or my forward and backward here. These are ones I use all the time. And the front one here on my thumb side is what I use for Vein Miner, so that one gets used super often. And then on the back side of that key would be the one that we use for our kind of active offensive ability. So in this case, I'm using Ice Bolt here, and this is a nice quick one to get to. While I'm still fighting, I can be swinging my sword and shooting at the same time. So this is a nice convenient button right on the thumb there, so I can press that without having to take my hand off of the mouse click button. Super easy. I can be aiming that while I'm going. Very nice to have that one on there as well. And then we have a couple other good ones on the mouse here that are real nice and easy to get to. So we have, of course, the dash button is right up front on the mouse here. So instead of, you know, my main attack button on the left click, if I just move my finger over just barely slightly to the side, we've got our dash button on there, which is super convenient to get to. Same thing with that one. I like to have it on the mouse because I want to be able to aim where I'm going and be able to have control of that. So I can attack, I can dash, I can aim, all right in the same vicinity without really having to take my hands off anything, which is super convenient. So that one I have programmed to this button up here, which I have these programmed, the top two buttons here, to page up and page down. So along with the side buttons on the scroll wheel, I have these reprogrammed to different keys here that I don't use for other things. So there's no keybind conflicts or anything like that. This gives me a lot of options with all the different keys I have on my mouse here. So page up and page down, we have those set up that way. And then if I need the other one in an emergency, I have Ghost Walk set to the other one there as well. So that one's a little bit trickier to get to. Usually I bring my thumb up there to activate that button, but it's pretty easy to get to. I can get to it, you know, without having to take my keys off my movement. I can still be running and, you know, going whatever direction and be able to ghost walk out of a situation if something gets a little bit interesting. So I've got lots of good options there right on the mouse, and this Logitech mouse has been one of my favorites so far. I don't like having you know, some of the mouses with all the big extra buttons on the sides, because for me, I like to be able to grip that mouse nice and firm, and with all those buttons on the side, I feel like I can't grab it entirely because my fingers got to be moving around to get those different buttons. So being able to have a nice side grip on here and still be able to get to all these buttons easily is one of my favorites. So this has definitely been my favorite mouse for Vault Hunters, especially, but for a lot of other games, I really enjoy it as well. You know, I use the side buttons on here for a variety of different things. Whenever I'm playing first person shooters or whatever it is, these are the ones that I go with, and it works out really well. So that is how I set up all my keybinds in Vault Hunters. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below, or if there's anything that you think would be a better way to do it, or maybe some other suggestions. Would love to hear your thoughts, but that's how I keep it nice and simple with my keybinds here in Vault Hunters.